All right, hey guys, how you doing? Ronin man here. Hey, we got John. Hey, I've got bad news for you, John.
Yeah. What happened? What happened?
Well, I've become a social justice warrior.
Oh no. It's okay. I've been ready for this, so I've been prepping. You know,
You're right.
that's yeah. I was concerned. I could sort of see you leaning that way.
Yeah, I'm not into ableism. Yeah, ableism sucks. You know what is ableism?
Yeah, ableism. It's you're just being negative towards people with disabilities.
Can you get an erection? Do you have that? What kind of disabilities do you have? Can I make fun of any of them?
Uh, I'm OCD, and I actually forget my own name half the time. But
See, I knew it. Yeah,
and I talk with a stutter.
you totally suck at all that stuff. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
ableism.
So don't be able-splaining to me, okay? All right. It's just I've had enough of the patriarchy.
Right. Let's see here. I'm a bit of into ageism, age-splaining.
That's Ageism. It's you're not pronouncing it right.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's Ageism.
Right. Old ageism. Yeah, I haven't been into that for a while. I'm
You know,
more
it's-
into agender because I look, I want to have basically a penis and a vagina. You know what I mean?
Well, they're one of the same, really. If you just flatten it out.
Should have some
And-
balance, you can't just be one or the other. You can't just be. Don't just be have a dick. Don't just do that.
See, you don't. I'm in denial. You're in denial of this reality. All right.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So what really is starting to offend me though. Like this has really bothered me for a long time.
What's that?
Like because I'm a Canadian and I have an inferiority complex. Is
Appropriation?
exactly. That's what I was getting to. Yeah.
What do we I appropriated that? You appropriated my motorcycle. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're part of the patriarchy. So I thought I'm within my rights.
Right.
On behalf of all fellow non-Americans.
Do you eat with chopsticks?
Yeah.
Are you appropriating chopsticks?
I confess, I do eat with chopsticks. Yes.
Dude, next thing I know, you're going to be like bigender and brokealism.
It's brokealism. It's like broism.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an extension of broism. It's actually a good thing. It's something between guys.
Oh, okay.
So it's a belief that socialism will result in equality between the bros.
Right. Being social?
Yeah, with the bros. It's like going down to the bar and having a beer and just hanging out.
The bros, though, they're mostly like not girls or guys, so you can't really hang out with bros anymore. Most of the friends they wear dresses now. So
no, that's a kilt. That's a kilt. And
no,
see, once again, cultural appropriation there.
Sorry about that. Only the guys wear dresses. The women, they wear pants. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, they do. And who wears the panties in the family?
Right. That's exactly. Everybody knows who it is. It's the guys. They have to.
Yeah.
Because
sure. And I've heard the guys can breastfeed too. So.
Oh, right. I tried to breastfeed a cat once, but then he just tore me apart. But I did try. I did my best to be a proper warrior. So don't, you shouldn't be laughing at me.
Well, I know you have this fetish with cats.
Are you kind of explaining me? Are you?
No, I'm cisgender.
Right.
It's a sign of a healthy mind, for fuck's sakes. Okay.
So cisgender basically is somebody who looks like what they are. So basically, it's like back in the 1800s when guys guys and like girls were like girls. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I walk with my cock hanging out, right?
That just, like that just scares me just to think about that. You know,
Really?
I'm fearful because,
Enough of that cisplaining, okay?
the patriarchy was so strong back then. I
Oh,
really, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so hard to,
yeah.
even imagine powering through in those days when men were like dressed like men and stuff. It's
And wearing heels, for Christ's sake.
you're right. The horses did. Let's see, content warning. I have a content warning because you just talked about the horse penises or something, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I was getting to that, but yeah, I won't trigger. I won't be doing any triggering. Okay.
Right.
Are you triggered? Did I trigger something?
No, but apparently that's what guys are supposed to do to each other these days. So we better get our shit together and start triggering each other. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's actually called pegging, but that's
Oh.
another topic. That's not even in here.
Are you derailing this?
Exactly. Well, yeah, I didn't mean to derail there. Okay, that we're talking about pegging,
I just think
bigotry.
that's discrimination at some level. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll check my privilege. Okay. Now, I'm being honest. I'm new to this. Yeah.
What's that?
I'm new to this.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
new to
Well,
this.
we're learning here. See, we're after this, we'll be better people because we will be full-blooded warriors. I think
Yeah.
I would call you a fab, but I don't know what an AFAB is, so I can't really do that. So sorry about that.
It's like a prefab. Like it's before you make something. When I worked up north, we had these prefab trailers. They were uncompleted trailers, and then they became fab once they were done.
Right.
Because everybody went and said, "Hey, fab, it's done."
That's like in San Francisco in the Castro district. A lot of guys say fab all the time there.
Yeah, it's short for fabulous, really.
It's I think prefab is the era before the Castro district. That's what
it's like the Beatles, yeah, before they got their haircut.
It's prefab. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So essentialism is when things look like what they are. So
don't they look like they are?
That's confusing for me.
Really?
Yeah. Because
what do you see? What do you see right now?
Now, when I see what's a man, then I know that what he should be wearing is like a pink dress, and should be a woman. And then if there's a woman like doing very badly on a math test, that means she's actually very good at math, right? And if there's a woman like crashing into my car from behind, that means that she's very capable and independent.
Right. So you're feeling justified.
Yeah, that confuses me because, with essentialism is they're supposed to be what they are, but I see them you know what I mean? Like I see them the right way, not this way, not
that way.
No, don't ever do things the way they are.
Okay.
There should be another way. There's another way.
So just ignore everything that's been done till today.
Right. And then study very hard to make sure you're kind of clued in to what's going on now. So what you're supposed to like I for example, I'm genderqueer. So yeah.
Well, I'm binary myself.
What is let's see here. Genderqueer is umbrella term for gender identities.
Don't be like, you got to know your stuff, all right? Like
right. No, genderqueer means you have no gender.
Right.
Sorry,
it's like an oxymoron, really.
Right. There's a lot of morons in this whole area. Let's see here. Gender fluid.
I like that.
Is that when you blow your wad all over the chick's teeth, or what is that?
Yeah, it's very fluid. Right. Lots of fluids. Can't be nothing wrong with that. No biological basis. Just keep blowing the splooge.
Gender fluid. Yeah. Okay. Got that. Gender equality. Okay.
It's a noun. Is it a noun or a verb? Get your grammar.
Gender equality is when let me see if I got it right here. It's when like there's a guy that worked his ass off to get to a position. Right. He worked super hard, overtime and stuff, and then I go in and then fire him, and then bring in some woman, like it happened with Equifax.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good you're using good examples here because it's easier to understand.
So that's equality, right?
Yeah, that's clear. That is that makes so much sense to me, Paul.
Ah,
Yeah, Ronan. It's just totally makes sense.
that's equal. So like
Yeah.
for example, if the guy has to pay a lot of alimony and child support, that's equality. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Gender equality, though.
right. Gender equality, right? So right, so like let's see.
What gender, though? Which one? Are we genderless?
That's the thing. Like it's difficult to be equal when you're not sure what gender or whatever, like
What if you're gender confused?
I don't see that here. I think you're gender queer then. You're gender
Oh,
queer.
are you making fun of my gender?
You're like in the middle, like right. So it's like when you let's see. So between boning a chick, you have to like get your juices back going again. So you drink
Yeah.
a bunch of milk and you like drink some
Yeah.
water, try to get a rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the middle part is where you are right now. You're
Put
building up. You're building
put
up.
your put your skirt back on.
Right. Get that
Okay.
bad boy up on there
Yeah.
again. Are
Yeah.
you
All
trying?
right.
I think that's a hate crime you just did.
Really?
Yeah. I hate to tell you. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Well, I appreciate all this. It's really I feel better. I feel I don't even want to say a better man about it anymore. I just feel
No.
I just feel a better like an amoeba. I feel like a good amoeba.
Absolutely. I was at the supermarket the other day buying a pink dress, and I was hetero-splained.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I thought that was over. That was finished. I didn't know that was still going on, but
Is that with the LGBTQRSTWXYZs?
yes. It's when they get talked to by a non-queer. That's when hetero-splained, right? And then
Yeah.
there's a hydra.
Hydra.
Hydra is the third gender, but the thing that's kind of confusing because gender queer means that there's that's also third gender. Okay, so there's a lot of third genders. I think this is not up to date, this list, because
No.
like at least a few hundred genders. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where do you get off? Where do you get off talking about this? You don't even know. There's like more than 3 genders.
Exactly. What year are we in here? Like, there's only 3 genders. Come on, Jesus.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm starting to appreciate where we're going with this.
Well, I'm feeling internalized oppression personally, just by even thinking about 3.
I know. This is all a front you've been putting on.
Yeah, I need a safe space. That's what I need.
Totally.
If you can work that out for me here. And don't be homophobic. I think I'm homophobic. I'm afraid
that's an old term though. That's not. Is that up to date?
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's properly fucked up to be on this list.
No.
Let's see here. So internalized superiority. Ooh, internalized superiority. That sounds powerful here.
That's where you've changed. You've stopped internalizing your superiority. You're now externalizing it. You're externalizing it, and you're letting it out to the privileged deviates.
Oh, right. This is used to denounce a member of a group who is privileged. So, for example, if there was like an Asian person who studied math really hard, got a job with using their math, and basically you would tell them that they were privileged, and they're fucked. Right?
Internalized.
Yeah, they don't even know that they are privileged.
Exactly. And do you feel better about that now that you're telling Asians that they have, or just whoever, what culture, ethnicity? I don't want to pinpoint anybody. Even some of these people who think they're white. Like even that's even like.
Well, white's not a color. White, there's a mix of yellow and red and blue and stuff.
Oh.
The white's it's one that's not a real color. Have you heard that before? That theory?
Yeah. It's just it's like transparent.
It's all the other colors together is white.
Isn't that black? Isn't that black? Like,
No. Black is a pure color.
okay.
No, white it's a bastardization of all the other colors.
Oh, now I
That's what I'm
feel
saying.
better. I feel better now.
Do you feel intersexuality or intersectionality?
It's intersectionality. Yes. Now we're at that point.
That one looks so confusing. I can't
You
even.
know, when I'm riding my bike
Yeah,
and I come to an intersectionality,
yeah.
guess
Oh,
what I
yeah.
guess what I do?
You come on it? Will you come
I
to
just
one?
I come to a complete stop.
Oh, right.
And then
Yeah.
I see if like cars are coming, and then I turn at that intersectionality, and usually it's a safe space then.
Are you mansplaining to me?
Yeah, well, I thought you were still. I guess you're not. You're genderless now, right?
That's right. Can you mansplain to a genderless person, or does it only have to be a woman? I think you can
I
only. I think basically, I'm pretty sure about this that you can only do damage to a woman. So I don't think you could gender explain to a transgender, right? Because a
really
transgender, no, it has to be feminists. They basically, yeah, they're the victims here. Everybody else,
okay.
they can do what they want to do, but they can't be victims. It's difficult,
All right.
Yeah, they
That
got to,
sounds a lot. That sounds a lot like the hierarchy.
yeah, keep in your place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
Are you patriarchy? I think you are patriarchy, honestly.
Oh, I came from the patriarchy.
I
It's not
thought,
my fault. It's not my fault. Okay.
I
I'm a
thought
victim
that
of all this.
every time I see you, I think patriarchy. Yeah.
Totally. And some of those comments on your, you know, yeah, they call me like old school and stuff like that. You know, all that does is reinforce that I'm still part of this.
Well, that's a
Like,
microaggression, isn't it?
it is. It is totally.
Are
It
you being
is.
microaggressed?
Yeah, I'm thinking of taking whoever that guy is, we're gonna have to find out his DNS and track him down. I'm gonna take him to court.
Microaggression. A
Yeah.
microaggression, is that when a guy with a really small penis rapes another guy?
Exactly. It's like we'll convert it to inches here. It's like 2-3 inches.
That's a microaggression. Oh, I see. Okay.
It's like when you get 2 or 3 inches together and they're just like arguing about like 50 cents or something.
I think a microaggression, I would prefer a microaggression to a macroaggression. You know what I mean?
Oh God! You studied that in college, didn't you? You
I don't.
studied micro and macroaggression, didn't you?
That sounds better to me.
That's like finance, isn't it? Sort of connected to marketing and finance.
Economics.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that economics 101? Like, why do these guys get this shit straight, right?
Yeah. Micro, macro, oppression, microaggression. Okay. Micro discrimination. Okay. Here we go.
You know what I can't figure out is this misogyny. It sounds Japanese to me. It's the misogyny.
I don't see that one.
Like in miso soup, there's like misogyny. Oh, misogyny. Sorry, misogyny.
Oh, misogyny. Yeah.
Does it come from like miso? Like is miso soup?
I think a guinea is an Italian, right?
Yeah, that's totally racist. That's racist.
It's a Italian that drinks miso soup. That's what that is.
Right. It's a misogyny. Right.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Get your vocabulary straight. Don't.
I'm not mansplaining. I'm not. I had a question there.
I am. I'm mansplaining. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
oh, here we go. Non-human. Other kin. Oh.
Non-human.
Delusional types of social ideology. They're making fun of socialists who are faking it to make fun of socialists. I don't even know what that is. That one is so confusing. Like
we might get thrown in that basket just because we're trying to come out here, right? We're trying to just evolve and grow up.
Come out of the closet. Yeah.
Yeah. We're trying to get with the program. We understand
it's time.
Whatever
we have to do
it is, whatever happened, 100 years ago, or just history in general, or just where we've came from, evolved as a species.
Yeah. So basically,
that's all wrong, man.
Well, you can't make any generalizations, John, but you can if it's white people.
Okay.
Then you can make generalizations. So then if you see a white person, they are a slave owner, even though they just got here on vacation or whatever,
Right.
from Bulgaria or something, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And if especially if they have kids who speak American English, they're fucked. They're
Oh,
total.
nothing.
Yeah.
And who gets thrown in there? Of course, it's Canadians again.
Of course, it's not at all about if they actually had slaves. It's like slave owner.
Yeah. Or what? Even the intent, just to be a slave owner, just even thinking about it.
Right. Yeah. Well,
or having dreams of being a slave owner. Like, haven't you had that? Like, I catch myself all the time.
That's a high level privilege. I don't know if I have that's priv-splaining, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Priv-splaining. It's problematic, priv-splaining. Do you have a progressive stack?
I used to. I had one. I used to, and when I was back in college, I used to always go to the progressive stack.
Oh.
And do you remember? I don't. This is like dating myself because I'm an old school kind of guy.
Yeah.
So like back in college, we had in the library. We used to call it there was the stacks, right, in the library, and then they had this other area. It was called the progressive stack.
I remember we used to call girls stacked in high school, in junior high school.
Yeah, but that what you were really meaning.
That's a progressive stack.
Yeah, that was progressive. You were ahead of your time. See, you deep down inside, you've been denying who you really are.
Well, I'm really training for the Oppression Olympics, to be honest.
When is that? When is that? Is that coming up in 2020 or?
I think we're going to win that. We're going to win with this podcast right here.
Totally.
We're the horse in the lead.
Is this after like, all these videos you've made, and this is going to set it straight.
Oh yeah, Dave. Did you rape anybody today? Were you busy enough? Did you have time, or did you get out there?
It's been 5 minutes, and I haven't raped anybody, so it's pretty good. No, for the past 5 minutes, I haven't.
Wow, geez, that's pretty good for mansplaining. Like not to, yeah.
And I'm being honest. Like it could coming up on 10 minutes maybe, but
you might be the only man in history who ever has not raped a woman in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I think. I think that's the first time you're going to get the gold medal in the Olympics, in the Oppression Olympics.
You're just being reactionary, okay?
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, well, shitlord.
So,
I like that one. Shitlord.
Shitlord. Hey, remember when you were living back in Japan and you're always telling me about like where you live? Like I remember going to your place and then you had to like shower at this coin laundry thing.
Yeah.
And we always thought, me and Toronto guy, we always thought you were there not only because you were size-splaining all the time, but you had a shitlord.
I had a shitlord. She really was a shitlord, that one. Yeah, she was trouble, that one. Oh my God. She wanted to bone me to bone her that one day, and I didn't do it, and it was a nightmare after that. Really.
And it's not gender-based, which is good.
Oh, right. Well, that's good. The thing is, I like to size-splain.
It's sort of a male thing. I don't know why it is.
Yeah.
Guys are always size-splaining. It's always the fish story. The fish wasn't this big; it was this big.
Well, this is like lecturing fat people, basically.
Oh.
Yeah. So lecturing them,
No.
And it says a person widely perceived to be too small or too large, but no one's ever going to say too small, right? It's always going to be too large, basically.
You know what I like to say? I like to say not skinny.
So this is like an obese person.
Yeah, I say not skinny. And then for tall people, I say not short.
I just say straight-splaining, and then people have to guess, or turf. I say turf.
It's swerf, man.
When I say swerf,
turf. Smurf? I'll call it. Wait a sec here.
Yeah,
is it Smurf? How do you pronounce that? Smurf? Twerf?
I'm not sure, but even my SJW friends, if you really throw something out there like this, they
Yeah.
can't really disagree with you because that means that they're not caught up to the, you know what I mean? Like they're kind of behind the, you know what I'm saying?
They're not updated,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the community is quite divided on this, right?
It's better just to shut the fuck up if you don't know, like,
Oh,
you know, what are
totally.
these words, right? You just can't.
Yeah.
You can't say like, "What is that?" Because you have to know. Because if you're a good person, you're born with these words, basically.
Oh, yeah. It's innate. It's innate. It's
Yeah.
just you can't learn it. It is or it isn't.
Yeah, thin
There's
splaining, size splaining, third gender. Third gender is the third time I've seen that. So that's 9 genders, right?
divided by 3.
Yeah. 3
Well,
divided by 3 times 3 divided by 9 is
the
3.
pot by the hypotenuse of 4,
Yeah. Yeah.
and minus the square root of 6.
Transabled.
Hey, I was thinking it's getting colder now.
Yeah.
I was gonna put on my sweater.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a swerf plus a turf. It's a sweater.
Oh, would you be trans ethnic then? Ethnic?
No, transabled.
Oh. Oh, that doesn't cause you.
Yeah,
Are you
because I'm trying to be positive here. This is, I'm transabled. I'm able to trans within my disability and overcome.
I just get the feeling you're appropriating something, you know. Something.
I think that's a trigger warning. Yeah, I want you to stop that.
That sweater, that sweater, the design on that sweater, if that had any kind of like ethnic look to it, like
a snowflake, like a snowflake.
No, you can't wear that. No, that's fucking over Norwegian people, I think.
Cultural appropriation. Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
Right. So
how do you think they feel? They feel
transphobic is what they feel because they get a trigger warning and then they get a 2 split and they hear the verbal violence. They feel victim splaining and they hear somebody again white splaining and it just makes them xenophobic and just close the door on them.
And that's enough white splaining. Okay, and I'm allowed to say that because I'm
gender fluid.
Yes, exactly. And all this xenophobia is. I've had enough of this, Ronin. Like I don't believe you've been thoroughly you're free of the patriarchy.
I want to get a 2-spirit, like 2 penises.
It's like it is. It's 2 penises always. Hey, more the merrier.
It's more convenient, like to have one from the front and one from the back.
Totally. You could be backing up, and going forward.
Yeah, trans. That's the third gender. That's
what it is. That's what it is.
That's probably an 8.5 genders.
Oh, totally.
It's way up there, right? It's that. My goal is to get so high up in this hierarchy of SJWs that no one can take me down. Like I'm completely like, no one, you know what I mean? Like it's just like the gold medal, the Oscar, Harvey Weinstein, just take, the Emmys, the Grammys, the shitstorm, just all
the LBGTQIA.
Right. That's what I want. I want to be the top of the heap, basically, of these guys. So I think we really have done a pretty good job, I think,
of getting onto the mainstream.
Can we start a Scrabble? We need a Scrabble game of this. So it's just we're Scrabble.
Yeah, right. And based on the dictionary you're putting up there, that sounds good to me. And we can start. Well, I think as the subscribers will just go up too. I think you're going to get more subscribers.
Right. There's nothing about global warming in here, though.
Oh, yeah, sure. And the dinosaurs? What's with the dinosaurs? I think that's all fake. That's a lie.
Oh, like you mean like the shooting in Las Vegas was fake?
Exactly. Yeah. That's all. Right. That's all staged.
The landing on the moon was.
That's all actors. The landing on the moon. The flag wasn't even like it was. There was a piece of wire in that flag. Can you see
Right.
it?
Right. Yeah. And
You know.
the Earth is flat, so just don't be taking a boat there towards the edge because you're gonna if you get to the edge, you fall off, right? So don't want to do that.
Well, you'll just flip to the other side, but you'll be hanging by your toenails.
Really? Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah. Totally.
Fuck, I had no idea. I thought the U.S. military was at the edge.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just doing what they do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Buying
Because they're part of the patriarchy.
buying like $900 hammers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This. See, once again, the patriarchy.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So
Right.
what are all these other hoaxes you want to just get it out there now?
Well,
Like I mentioned dinosaurs, right? Like that's total.
there's a lot of hoaxes, but I think the thing is like basically like now that we're cisgender,
Yeah. Hmm.
we can basically go and kill all men. I think is the key. I think that's the only thing we can do for any kind of justice.
Don't we have to change over though? Like get like our nads removed and stuff?
Oh, yeah, I had my teeth kicked out this morning.
Right on, man. Oh,
Yeah.
you're not a man. Sorry. Right on, person.
Yeah, I had my teeth kicked out, but I forgot it was my balls I was supposed to cut off. I accidentally had my teeth. But,
You know that did you know they have a game over here where it's called it's like kick the can, but they do it with guys, like chicks. There's like videos, like adult videos, and it's chicks kicking guys in the nuts.
oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
totally saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing. I think that should become mainstream.
Right, right. Exactly. We should put a link to guys getting kicked in the nads videos because yeah, it's like as soon as the baby comes out,
Yeah,
the doctor should put on some boots like
steel toed. Yeah,
yeah, steel toe pin.
jack boots, man, like Nazi style boots.
Right, and just kick him right in the nads as soon as he comes out.
Right.
You just give him the boot because he's a patriarchy and there's no time to waste because if you don't kick him now, when are you going to do it, right? You're going to get lazy. You're not going to do it for a while. As soon as you notice it is a male baby, you need to start kicking that thing in the nads, I think.
Well, you know what it is? It's gender expression. That's what that is.
Well, I think it's the only way for equality.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. Or you could maybe, let's see, what else could you do with it? Maybe there could, yeah, I don't know, let me think. The male babies, yeah, maybe they could like chickens, like they put the male chicks into that grinder thing
Mm-hmm.
and grinds them all down. Maybe you could just do that with male babies and save the energy of kicking them.
Yeah.
Like
What's the point?
Just
Yeah.
grind them up, as soon as they come out.
Kind of like the one in China, they have the one child policy,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So just have like the one gender policy.
Right. One gender policy. Yeah, that totally makes sense, John. That's like a great idea.
Just call it that. I think, you know what? A smart guy will listen to this podcast and he'll be out there right on to like GoDaddy or something, and then just get that URL right now. One gender.
Right. Well,
all for one for all.
I think the world will be so much more peaceful.
No nads, no dads.
Yeah, when you've killed half the population,
Yeah.
it'll be so peaceful then.
They've been saying it for years. Like, if the other gender was in charge, wouldn't the world be a better place?
Oh, yeah. Well, except for one problem with that is that female kings and queens who lead countries are like 40%. They lead their population to war like 40% more than male leaders historically.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's again, you're just like you're reading into the past. That's just all.
Oh, right.
Patriarchy nonsense. Come on.
Right. So if a man who doesn't wear a dress leads them into war, that's war. But if a woman,
yeah,
does it, it's not. It's justice, right?
Exactly, like Margaret Thatcher. You
Oh,
know,
right. So there is no war.
like the Falkland Islands. Look how that turned out.
Right, right. That's
See the
right.
success there? That's a success story, you know? It's a perfect example of a success story.
Right, right.
You
That
know?
totally you really cleared up my my thinking there.
Just that one event is really says it all, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Is that our flag there?
yeah, iron. Oh, yeah, the star.
Yeah.
That looks like the Sapporo beer star, but it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, uh, is there any words we missed here?
You know, I think you got to clear up the cisgender thing, though. I don't know, you know, if we.
I don't understand the cis part yet. Do you
Okay,
understand that?
okay. I just looked it up because you know you're being a little bit flippant there, and
Condesplaining. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not. You know, wasn't. Yeah, I know it's okay. You just need a kick in the crotch once in a while. So, cisgender is a
Well,
term for people whose gender identity matches the sex that they were assigned at birth.
cis, really?
It's the opposite of transgender. So,
Oh, so cis is real
yeah.
or not real? No, there's nothing is real.
Well, there's cisnormativity is related, and
Oh, okay.
cissexism, right?
So cis means so in other words, if like say the dog is brown, he's
Yeah,
cis brown
yeah,
because that means you're putting the true word before the brown,
right.
right? Cisgender means the real gender. So basically, you have to put cis in front of any word that's real.
What about sissy?
Sissy, that would be a real sissy. Yeah, exactly. You're getting it. You're getting it because so you have to add extra words to everything. So you have to say, I want to change my cis tire, and I think my this axle's fucked up.
What about the company Cisco
Oh,
or San Francisco? Aren't they? Don't they get pissed off when people call them Cisco? Like if you just said Cisco, would that like offend
that's the
some?
real Fran.
Ah, Fran,
It's not the fake Fran, which
San Fran.
they were worried about the fake Fran coming in and getting some,
Uh,
putting some shade on,
oh, yeah,
shading on,
yeah,
shade on the cis Fran,
right. So
the Fran cis.
cis, 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 cis is good.
It's it's really good that we really like. I hope the guys like listening to this. You guys, I hope you're really studying and learning because this is probably. I don't think there is any higher skill than being able to use these words. I think this is the if you can use these words properly, you are a good person, basically.
Are you happy about? I got a question for you, Ronin. Are you happy about the gender that was assigned to you at birth?
No, because I never feel that I was that gender. Yeah, I just that it seems like a
So
yeah.
yeah. Well, you know, now you've got this option back in Canada. You in some places you can choose. You could choose not to have a gender on your birth certificate.
How would you choose before you can like be cognizant? Like,
Yeah, well, somehow they stick this pen in your hand when you're like coming out of the womb, and then if you can like just indicate at that
X the
point,
mark. Yeah,
yeah, they totally they're good with it.
I think the freedom is the freedom that your parents can basically choose you not to have a gender. So, you know,
Yeah, you know, and it keeps It's good. It's very good for learning. You just put the guy in a dress, for 10 years, and then switch it up later on. It's all right.
right. So what happens? I've been reading about these guys who they get their dick and balls cut off,
Yeah,
and they say that they had
that's the
some
intersex. That's the intersex. Yeah.
they had some mental problem that caused them to do that, and they complain that
Yep.
society cheered them off the cliff to do that, and now
Yeah.
they want the dick back, so they do some kind of surgery.
Yeah.
That surgery is never very clearly explained. Like once the dick is like lopped off
Yeah.
and the nuts, Like they do some kind of surgery to get it back.
Uh-huh.
I just wonder what that surgery is. Do you know what that is, or
I
you
think what they do is they try to get someone who wants to donate their penis, and then they've got this technique of stapling it on there.
Oh, it's a penation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a penal
it's a donation.
stapler. Yeah, penation, exactly. It's a penalization.
Right. I wish I wouldn't have chopped mine off and flushed it down the toilet because I could have donated it to somebody.
Yeah, and that's because you didn't agree with the gender that was assigned to you.
Right, right. And I did, yeah, I got tired of, cisplaining and stuff, and I had to just chop it off. I couldn't.
Do you think cisgender is going to survive then?
Real genders?
Like me, yeah. I still identify as a cis man.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Let's see. So, do I think that the real sex is going to survive? No, no, definitely not. No, no,
Okay.
that's bad. Do
Yeah.
not do what is obvious. Don't do
R-
the real thing, whatever that is.
right.
I recommend you shouldn't do that. You should always make up something that is just totally made up, and then be very, very angry if anybody doesn't understand or disagrees with you. I think that's the best way.
And just go with it.
Yeah, well, you can really roll with that because especially if you make up a lot of words, people won't know, so you can yell at everybody.
Right.
You know.
Right. And I heard back in where I'm from, it's it's still the patriarchy, but they've decided that legally you have to use these terms now. So
Oh, wow.
legally you have to use these terms in college and university campuses. So
I heard that they do give you a chance, though. They tell you what. That's what I read. They tell you what, like, so I tell you that I want you to call me cisgender, not Mister, right?
yeah,
And then you called me Mister, right? And so I say
yeah,
I have to warn you. I have to say, look, I am cisgender.
or queer.
Yeah, and then you if you again if you do it again, then you go to
Yeah,
prison for a long time.
right.
The first time you don't go to prison. See, we're very generous here.
Right, right.
In prison the first time, but second time, that's
What
when you
about
go.
if you're bigender? What's that? Like that's like two genders at once.
If you're bi gender.
Yeah, or big? Is it big gender or bi? How do you pronounce that? Big gender or bigender? Is it bender? Bibender?
Yeah, you go on like an alcoholic goes on a bender.
Oh, okay, a big bender.
He goes on a bi bender, and then
Oh, it's
he
like a dual
drinks so much.
purpose.
Yeah, he drinks so much that he has numerous experiences. Both
Okay,
ways. He gets
okay.
basically like. I think the best way to think about it is like 400 trannies just pounding
Mm-hmm.
at the same time.
Totally, totally. Yeah. So, are you going to go for any genital reassignment or reconstructive surgery down the line?
Again,
Are you going to? Yeah, again.
I've already done it like many times, so I don't know. How much skin is left.
A vaginoplasty or a phaleoplasty?
I don't know. It depends. It's like I'd
Like
like
if a phaleoplasty is a failure, what would that be? A failure plaster?
I think that's when you suck yourself off.
Okay. All right. All right.
Right?
So I'm just going to stick with the heteronormativity.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just not.
I'll
After
let you
all
go
this
because,
education.
well, I got an update here. It's actually LGBTQQIAPP plus.
What's that?
This is the collection of
What you are?
identities. These are all the identities, okay? LGBTQQIAPP plus.
What is that? The highest level? What is that in English?
Polysexual.
Oh, it seems
That's
like
the
these vocabulary, there's a lot of like talk about sex. It seems like it's the number one thing.
that's all they think about.
It's like the churches. The churches have the same thing. Like it's all about sex, right? Like which
Yeah,
hole?
it's
You're not
yeah.
supposed to do it in the back hole, and you're not supposed to do it in the front hole
What about the ninth
before
hole?
before you sign the contract with the state that didn't exist before a couple hundred years ago.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
doesn't matter. It's still a sin if you don't sign it. If you put it in the front hole before you sign the contract now, even
hmm
though before there was no contract, it's a
hmm
sin.
Uh,
Does that make sense?
it's I just discount anything that was like they call this history. It's his story. That's all. I
Um,
discount that totally. That's all wrong.
so basically, nothing happened back then, or was it
There, it's all mansplaining or man multi-sexual non. It just has nothing to do with me.
right? And there is no way, right? There's no way to know, so we can just assume that everybody was a patriarch, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if if we don't know for sure, then we have to decide black and white, 100%, right?
It's just been a lie. We've just been told a big lie. You know.
Well, it's
So.
a microaggression. I still say is
Mhm.
better than a macroaggression. So I prefer a
Right.
small lie.
Kind of like a middle. I like a middle. Always, I'll go for the middle aggression. The center aggression, just to centralize it
Wow,
all.
you actually there's some new vocabulary coming out of this. What is that called? Central aggression or meaning?
I just happen to. I mean, you said I could make it up as I go along, so I'm
No,
just
this
making
is really high level stuff here. You made up a new SJW term there. What what
yeah,
what do you dub this term?
central aggression.
Central aggression. Right, right. Not a micro, not a macro. Central aggression.
Right, top dead center aggression. It's just
Yeah.
full. It's just full on aggression. It's
Now
not.
that now that you say it, it's clear as day because I've had that happen
It's
to
not
me
half. It's not half-assed.
thousands of times.
It's full-assed.
It's full ass. Oh, so you're serious about this?
I'm full-assed serious. Central aggression.
Right. I get tired of half-ass stuff. I want full ass.
All ass. You remember when you were cruising around and then there'd be like a boogie van kind of thing? It said ass, grass, or what did it
Yeah.
say? Gas.
Gas, grass, or ass. No one rides for free.
Right. So we got to update that.
What would be the new one?
Uh, I don't know. I just think we should update it because it's like part of the patriarchy and.
Right. Plus, you got Teslas and stuff. So,
Right.
yeah, not there.
Now you're cooking with gas.
Electricity, battery,
Lube.
or post-genital cisgender
A
member.
fail. The Just wait a second. No. No. You want to say you want that okay. What was it you said? One more time.
I totally don't remember. It was so high level.
Okay.
I was like the Buddha. I was
Yeah.
floating in the air.
Yeah. Yeah. Body food. Yeah. You're getting into it. Yeah. You're starting to bodhisattva. Yeah. You're starting to fly. Were you saying the sutras when you did that, or
I was. Yeah. I was not mansplaining. I was.
you're singing the sutras? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And no offense to Buddhism, but gender. How about this? Gender reassignment surgery, batteries, or we have to make this 21st century. Gender reassignment surgery, batteries, or I don't know. Got to work on this one.
Purple
Definitely.
hair?
Yeah, that's good. That's it. Purple hair. Nobody rides for free.
That's right. You got to give some purple hair.
Is that like purple haze?
Purple hair all through my brain.
How about Foxy Lady? Do you think we got to change that and change it to like Foxy?
Yeah, that's Foxy cisgender.
Yeah, that rhymes. That rhymes. That rhymes.
Yeah,
right?
that's true, man. There's a lot of sexist songs out there, right?
Yeah, we should change them. Like even if they don't rhyme, it's okay.
Yeah, of course, there's no rhyming. It doesn't matter. It's about being right.
No, what's the point of that? I
Gotta
don't
have
know.
the right mindset, right? Cis mind.
It's just mind and be just asexual. Why not? Just fuck it all. Just enough of this sex talk. Let's just be neutral. Like central. What did I say? Central aggressions.
Oh yeah, I thought a central aggression was when the guy drills it straight down the ass.
Exactly. Yeah, that's like pegging, which more women are doing. Have you read up on that?
No.
More women. Yeah, lots of women are doing this back in the States and Canada. Like pegging is like a real pride thing.
Really?
So yeah, guys are not talking about this, but women are like pretty stoked about it. Like I just pegged my boyfriend.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, more power to them.
No way. No
Yeah.
way.
It's finally getting their own.
Chicks are pounding dudes in the ass with a dildo.
With a strap on. And it's called pegging.
And it's like normal.
And I'm not shitting you. Actually, I'm sort of gonna have to be serious for a second here. I had a chick actually from the States asked me if she could do that, and I was like, yeah, and I led on, and then finally she like just totally deleted my because I wouldn't go along with that.
It was online.
Yeah.
You were chatting.
Yeah, no, I met her actually, and she was kind of normal into sort of cisgender stuff, but
she was in Japan.
Yeah, she was an American chick, and she's come across as being cisgender, and then she wanted to do the pegging thing, and I was not too familiar with that. I had to look it up online.
No way. So she was fucking dudes in the ass in Japan.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All over. I mean, this is a big thing. I looked it up online. It's called pegging.
Wow.
Pegging. Yeah.
I could see like some women, that would be a lot of power there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because it's such a flip of the genders, right?
It's
not about the ass fucking because, like in the end, which hole you do it in doesn't really fucking matter really that much.
Yeah.
But when you add all the social baggage to it, right?
Oh yeah.
Like if she did that to a guy, she did that to a guy, right?
Yeah.
And then she took a video and sent it to his company or something. He might kill himself.
Yeah.
A guy could easily do that. Easily.
Yeah.
So if she had a camera set up and then she basically could get as much money as she wanted from the guy.
I'm just looking this up. 2016, the movie called Deadpool. There's an R-rated scene, montage of activity with this guy and his girlfriend doing a pegging scene. So
I was watching a British movie long time ago, and it was like the opening scene was this old man, and he was like kind of like crying and stuff, and you didn't know what was going on, and then you realize that there's this like old lady. I guess, what do you say, pegging, right? Fucking him in the dildo.
Pegging.
And then she was like really into it. She was like fully like grunting and everything. And then the window was open and everything. It was really kind of disturbing,
Dare to say condescending?
Right. Well, it's very degrading, because of the way guys are, you know, it's like.
Oh, it was in Cosmo too, so you know it's got to be okay now.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Having a guy underneath you with the gasping and groaning is spectacular.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, 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 yeah. July 15th, 2017. Have you tried pegging with a serious partner?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is fuck. Yeah, you know, it's like all this stuff is I don't think it's the end of the world. Like I'm not like it's Armageddon, you know, it's the world is finished because of sin or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
none of that, you know.
No. No.
What do you reckon about all this stuff? What is going on here? What is your
Lots of lube and more lube.
Well, things are there's a desire to kind of destroy the old way.
Yeah, sure.
You know, in the Cultural Revolution in China,
Yeah,
in the 60s, they had
totally.
the four olds.
Mm-hmm.
The four, if you can look it up online, the four olds, and it was like old culture, old art, old this, and then it was destroyed. So these 12-year-old boys had, you know, some kind of weapons, and they would just go around and like destroy, you know, a temple or a statue or someone's house or beat up a teacher or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the four olds. They were out to destroy the four olds, and they really destroyed most of Chinese culture during that period. Most Chinese culture was destroyed in the Cultural Revolution. It was like it was no joke. Like it was a big thing. Like now today, like most of the paintings, most of the
temples, shrines
are toast. Most of the great works of art, like books that were like one copy that was handwritten. There was a lot of Chinese books like that, and people saved them under their bed. People would hide them in the dirt, but then inevitably, because it lasted so many years, they would be reading them by candlelight at night, and then somebody would see them, and they would come and get the book and destroy it. So, like this, I feel this is very similar. It's destroying a way of life that worked for humanity. You know.
I see parallels too. But the good thing is Taiwan and Hong Kong and Singapore and even Japan too sort of was the place where all this stuff was taken and kept.
Well, not all the stuff. Most of the stuff was destroyed, but some of the stuff was smuggled out to countries that weren't going through the Cultural Revolution, and then they were able to preserve it. But even today, it's not in China because, you know, it got smuggled out and bought by somebody, and now it's in someone's house or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I think maybe this is what will happen with Western culture.
Yeah, it'll get smuggled out.
Like you said, it'll be saved, like in expat groups like us.
Yeah.
Who basically just don't even understand what they're doing back home, and then act the same as we always did.
Yep.
And then that we will, you know, people that lived in the States, for example, and then moved abroad, whether they're expats or, you know, wherever they're from, maybe they'll be the ones that will save it. It seems to be being destroyed really quickly.
Yeah, I agree. It's very similar to Cultural Revolution. Yeah.
Right. I heard
and there's stuff online about this. We're not even like, this isn't even a new idea. We're not like coming up with anything new.
Really?
No, this is whatever you just mentioned. I thought the same way. I look it up. It's if you put those two words together, social justice warrior and Cultural Revolution, you're going to get a good Google search there.
Oh, okay. So it's people have connected the dots.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I always have difficulty with this one because, you know, part of me doesn't really care about the status quo, right?
Yeah.
Like I really don't. Like a lot of, you know, I'm not religious, you know. But at the same time, I think that if you look historically at cultures, like there's there's things they do, and it's for a reason. It's like social cohesion, and I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I really have mixed feelings because part of me thinks society will just pick it up, but what I don't like is like the idea, this cis idea that you have to put the truth, you have to say truth before a word before it's true, because otherwise it might not be true, right?
Right.
That really, I cannot understand that. Like, I don't understand how did America, there was a great country, when I left in the 80s, how did they get to the point where to say something is true, you have to add the word true in front of it? You can't just say the word. You have to, how did it get like this? Like, how did it?
I think if you look at the, you could track it back, but it takes a lot of work. You got to study the shit out of this thing. It takes time. But you could track it all the way back to a certain event or some significant event or something that happened. And then, I think a lot of it was because they overthrew the kangaroo courts came into the universities, right?
Yeah, but that was pretty recently, I think. I don't think that was so long ago.
But even the political correctness was happening in 1990s, right? That was starting to come out PC shit.
I just I can't fathom how the U.S. could fall this far. Like,
but it might be older than that, and we just didn't see it coming. It might even be going back to the 70s, the 60s.
Well, that's what I always read. Like Jordan Peterson always says that all these things started in the 70s, and so does Camille Paglia.
Yeah.
Is like everything started in the 70s. All this stuff.
Yeah. Even the acid trips and all that shit that we thought was freedom and all this crap, right?
Yeah.
A lot of that was sort of subterfuge. It was a cover. It was all this freedom and let's do whatever we want and just like chill out and take a pill and tune out. They had those phrases, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tune in, tune out, or whatever. And I don't even got it written down properly. I'm sure I'll get corrected, but it was Timothy Leary and all that stuff, right? And there may have been some good stuff under proper control and direction, but I think that it was a concerted effort to confuse the people and to get them off track, to lose the classical education that happened until the early 60s, right? And not having that base. Like, I agree with like those people you just mentioned totally, like not knowing where our origins, that we go back to the Phoenicians and thinking about, anthropology or archaeology as being valid scientific evidence of where we come from, taking all that into account is and then discounting it all now. Everything's being discounted, right? It's just thrown in the garbage can now, right? I don't agree with that. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. To me, it doesn't make sense, And hey, they're doing the same shit in wherever these wars are going on too. These guys are blowing up all this cultural artifacts.
Right. The Taliban and stuff, right?
Yeah. In Afghanistan, the big Buddha, they just blasted the shit out of it. All this stuff is has validity, right? And just blowing shit up and trying to erase it doesn't get rid of it. Look how that worked out for the Chinese, right? Now they're crawling back. Now they want all that stuff. They're trying to rediscover their roots now, right? Right?
Yeah.
Conscious effort. There's a conscious effort to get in touch with all that stuff now. People are getting spiritual again, right?
I don't know what it is. I think it's. I think we're on the wrong track with that thinking. I think it's something about. To me, the biggest reason why things got fucked up is when people they stopped saying that what's true is true. So for example, a math problem, right? You
Right.
might know the answer, but that's just what you think the answer is, right?
It's actually 1 + 1 is 3 or something.
Yeah, I have my own answer, and
Yeah.
don't bring your patriarchy answer to me because I have
Yeah.
my own answer to that same question, and
Mm-hmm.
it's valid. I think that postmodernism, which I did in that episode, is that the lack of truth. Because to me, culture, like human culture, it's I guess it is important, but a lot of it is made to be broken, if you ask me. But the idea of truth, like that is a Western concept, and it's a
Totally. Yeah.
very good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
very good one because it's not about the people's feelings. Whereas in Japan or China, a lot of it traditionally, not anymore, but traditionally was, what made, basically what people agreed on.
Yeah. What's good for the group? Yeah.
Yeah. So don't bring up something that only you know. Get all the group to agree to it, and like it wasn't truth. Traditionally there wasn't truth, and that's why science didn't come from the East. Is
No.
Science came from the West, right? And
they invented a lot of stuff, but a lot of it was by accident, right? They didn't take a scientific method to replicate stuff, right?
well, I mean, the Renaissance and all that stuff, it all happened in the West, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know even when I went to Japan the first time, I came to Asia in the 80s, I remember being shocked. And I think every Westerner here is always shocked by the fact that the truth doesn't matter as much as it does back home.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's a game that it's a dance that they play. And at the same time, I understand it. It's like, and then part of me agrees with it sometimes. It's like,
Sort of like face though too, right? Isn't it like face?
well, it's face, but I mean, like, okay, like let's say, get an example. Like, so for example, you do something, right? You, I don't know, you run a red light, you do something, right? But at the same time, you have your kids in the car, your wife,
Yeah.
like it's fine, right? Just warn you, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not good for the kids to see this, and they didn't know, they would never notice, you going through a red light. And so don't make trouble. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing a good job explaining, actually.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting tired.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But the truth matters more in the West. And the longer you live in the East, the more you see that the truth is not that clear, sometimes,
Well, they talk about that gray area in Japan. I know they talk about it. They call it Aimai.
right.
I don't know if you heard of it, Aimai, or you remember it. It's called Aimai.
But the thing is like, part of me agrees with that. That's why I don't think it is the cause of this stuff.
Well, it's like when you get pulled over too here, right? You're using the car analogy. It's case by case, right? You remember that one? Case by case?
Case by case. That's Japan.
Yeah. That's really deep Asia. That's Asian belief.
Right.
Japan just tends to beautify it or make it a high level thing, but it's deep Asian thing, case by case. Who what instance. We're not going to follow the book. It's the book. It's on the book. It's on the laws, but we'll let you go. Your kids are in your car today. But in the West, no, you got to follow the law, right? Right, the rule of law, right?
It's difficult for people to understand though, because in the West too, we also have, and when I say West, U.S., Australia, New Zealand, UK, Canada, you have the concept, sometimes they sweep things under the rug too,
Sure.
The cop will let you go, it's Easter or whatever.
Yeah.
So
it's your grandma's funeral. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I'm sure it's quite difficult to understand because we do have that concept, but it's when you see the amount of it, it's like the difference between like having a slight cough and having full-blown AIDS,
Oh, yeah. It's basically standard.
Yeah.
Like if you've made good face with people, right? That's why the first impression is so important here, right?
you've made good face with people, you know, you can almost walk rampant all over the place, right? You can do things roughshod almost, you know, as long as you're not damaging the other person's face, right?
A lot of truth to that. A lot of truth to that. All right, John. Well, I'm going to go to sleep. So thanks for being on. And I didn't know where we went with that, but it's going to be interesting. I'm going to listen to this one before I upload it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Just make sure. It's
Hey,
not too weird.
it's, you know, it might not get enough hits, but I think it's got to be out there, you know.
Okay.
Even if it gets a lot of negative hits, I think that even that's better than nothing, you know. Like, I think this has got to be said. Like, if people can kind of read in between the lines, you know.
Yep. Well, we're still on. So, all right, John, thank you very much, sir. And thanks for staying up on
Okay.
Saturday night over there. And
All right. I'm going to leave.
Thanks for adding your thoughts to the discussion, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Right.
Have a good one.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. And please like and subscribe if you enjoy the Ronin Man content. All right. See you later.